there, chicken keepers. Welcome to the Valley Hatchery podcast. This is Season 1, Episode 1, Beyond the Brooder. Mastering the first year with backyard chickens. This deep dive touches on all the basics a new chicken owner needs to know in order to choose, purchase, raise, and care for their backyard flock. Kick back and join us. It's time to learn.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're getting into something that a lot of people get excited about, but then maybe a bit overwhelmed by. Starting up, a backyard chicken flock. You sent over your research, and it really hit home that the tricky part isn't just wanting chickens, it's nailing all the practical stuff, especially those first few weeks.
Yeah, exactly. And that's really what we're trying to do here. Cut through all that info. We've kind of broken it down into 3 key phases to get you past just the, oh, look, cute chick stage, and into, successful chicken keeping.
Okay.
So we'll look at what we're calling the foundation. That's sourcing your birds, picking breeds, then the home, setting up the brooder, the coop, and finally, the shield, basically. Health and keeping things clean, biosecurity.
Right. Sounds logical. Let's dive into phase 1 then, the foundation. So I guess you can't just decide, I want 3 Buff Orpingtons by Tuesday, huh? The sources made ordering chicks sound, different.
Yeah, definitely not like ordering from Amazon. It's more like reserving a future product. You're often booking weeks, sometimes even months out.
Months? Wow.
Yeah, hatcheries schedule based on when breeds are actually hatching successfully. And things like, a sudden cold snap where you live, or even a big delay with the mail service that can push your delivery date back.
Ah, okay. So delays aren't just bad service, they're actually for the chick's safety during travel.
Exactly. They're trying to make sure these little guys arrive healthy. It's all about protecting them in transit.
Makes sense. And there was a really specific point about ordering different types of chickens.
Oh, yeah. Crucial detail. If you want, say, some Rhode Island Reds and some Plymouth Rocks in the same order, you absolutely have to pick breeds that have the same availability date listed. Hatcheries just can't split one order and ship parts on different dates. It all has to go out together.
Gotcha. Okay, so you figured out the ordering maze.
Yeah.
What's the next pitfall for beginners? Choosing the chickens themselves.
That's a huge one. Picking purely based on, that one looks pretty. Big mistake.
Right.
You really have to dig into the breed's needs for your situation. Are they mainly for eggs or meat? How do they handle, really hot summers or freezing winters?
And personality, I guess. How much space they need. I could see picking a really flighty breed for a small city backyard and regretting it.
Definitely. Temperament matters. Space is critical, too. And speaking of trust, when ordering by mail, you mentioned NPIP. What should people look for?
Yeah, NPIP kept popping up.
Right, that's the National Poultry Improvement Plan. Think of it like a certification for health and cleanliness standards at the hatchery.
Okay.
Good hatcheries will have that NPIP certification listed clearly, and they should also offer some kind of live arrival guarantee.
Good to know. And space. You mentioned space earlier. They grow fast, right?
Incredibly fast. The rule of thumb seems to be planning for at least 2 to 3 square feet of coop space per bird. Inside space.
Okay, per bird.
And then for the outdoor run, you need even more, like 8 to 10 square feet each. Don't underestimate that.
Wow, okay. And you can't just get one, right? They're social animals.
Extremely social. You need a minimum of 3. Anything less, it's really not fair to them. They get stressed and lonely.
3's the magic number then. So if you're just starting out looking for friendly, reliable birds, the sources highlighted a few top picks.
Yeah, 4 really solid choices came up again and again for beginners. First, the Rhode Island Red.
Okay.
Think of them as the dependable minivan of the chicken world. Hardy, pretty calm, great layers, like 5 or 6 big brown eggs a week. And they handled different climates pretty well.
Nice. Well.
Then you've got the Plymouth Rock, especially the barred kind, the black and white striped ones. Super adaptable, really friendly, easy to handle. And they give you a good 4 or 5 light brown eggs weekly. Consistent.
Okay, adaptable sounds good for beginners.
Then there's the Buff Orpingtons. These are the gentle giants, really calm, known for being great moms if you ever want to hatch chicks. They go broody easily, and they're beautiful, fluffy birds. Good pets.
And egg-wise.
Also good. 4 or 5 large brown eggs a week for the Buffs.
Okay, one more. You said 4.
Right. The Australorp. Maybe less known, but they actually hold the world record for egg laying.
Really?
Yeah. They're calm, pretty quiet, and they do well even if space is a bit limited, so good for smaller backyards. You'll get a lot of eggs from Australorps.
Good options there. Okay, so we've picked our hardy, friendly, NPIP-certified flock of at least 3, now keeping them alive those first few weeks. Phase 2, the home. The brooder setup sounds intense.
It is critical. Temperature is absolutely number 1. You need a safe spot, no drafts, and you're aiming for 95 degrees Fahrenheit that first week.
95. That sounds really warm. What if they get too hot?
Well, you start there. Actually, for mail order chicks, some sources even say start at 100 degrees for the first few hours to help them recover from the trip. Then you drop it by 5 degrees each week after that. But you gotta watch the chicks. That's the key.
How do you mean?
Get a thermometer, put it right down at their level, sure, but watch them. Are they all huddled right under the lamp, peeping loudly, too cold? Are they spread out, panting, avoiding the heat, too hot?
Okay.
You want them moving around comfortably? The goal is a temperature gradient, a warmer zone, and a slightly cooler zone so they can regulate themselves.
Got it. Observe the chicks. And bedding. Pine shavings.
Yep, 2 or 3 inches of pine shavings, and a really strong warning in the sources. Absolutely no cedar shaving.
Why no cedar? It smells nice.
To us, maybe.
Yeah.
But those aromatic oils are really bad for their little respiratory systems. Very sensitive, so stick with pine.
Pine it is. And cleaning. How often?
Daily.
Yeah.
Especially the brooder. A damp, dirty brooder is asking for trouble, especially coccidiosis.
Coccidiosis, that sounds bad.
It's a nasty parasitic disease, spreads fast in unclean conditions, wipes out young chicks quickly. Some people use medicated starter feed for the first couple of weeks just to help prevent it.
Medicated feed, okay. Something to consider. So the chicks arrive, boxes open. What's the very first thing you do? They must be stressed, confused.
And clumsy, so first thing, gently take each chick and dip its beak into the water, then into the food.
Oh, literally show them.
Literally show them. They need to know exactly where to find it immediately. And a quick tip for the water, use a shallow dish and put some pebbles or marbles in it.
Pebbles, why?
Stops them from accidentally falling in and drowning. Sounds crazy, but it happens. They can get chilled and drown in even a tiny bit of water.
Wow, okay, good tip.
Yeah.
So they survive the brooder, feather out, move to the big coop. Basic needs, simple shelter, safety, roosts, nests. But Roost had some specific advice.
Yeah, don't just grab any old round dowel rod. They can't grip those well overnight. Use something like a 2x2 piece of lumber, maybe with the edges slightly rounded, or a sturdy, thick tree branch. They need a flat-ish surface to grip comfortably.
Okay, 2x2s or branches, and if you have more than one roosting bar.
You need to offset them. Don't put them directly one above the other, and ideally make one slightly higher.
Higher. Why the height difference? Is that like a status thing?
Exactly. It's chicken politics. The top birds get the highest perch. If you have bars directly lined up, the poor birds on the lower bar get pooped on all night long.
Okay, good point. Hygiene by design.
Prevents a mess, yeah.
And speaking of hygiene, nesting boxes. Hens fight over them, but the big rule is don't let them sleep in there.
Absolutely critical rule. Nest boxes are for laying eggs, period. If they start sleeping in there, you get poop all over your eggs. Broken eggs, too. You had to discourage that right away.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, house built. What about essential gear? Tools every chicken keeper should have.
Definitely need a spare pet crate or a large dog kennel. Not for moving them, but for isolating a bird if it gets sick or injured. You need to separate them immediately.
Right, quarantine on the fly.
Yep. And flashlights, essential. Much easier to catch and check a chicken at night when it's roosting and sleepy than chasing it around during the day. Good for checking for predators, too.
Good point. What about a first aid kit?
Basics, yeah. Vaseline, disposable gloves, maybe an anti-parasitic like ivermectin on hand, just in case. Consult your vet, of course.
Yeah.
But the sources had a really interesting, kind of unusual tip.
Oh, yeah.
Standard super glue.
Super glue.
For chickens.
Yeah. Obviously, clean the wound first. But for a small, narrow cut or a puncture wound, maybe from a hawk or something, where a bandage just won't stay on, a tiny drop of regular super glue can seal the skin edges.
Huh. Like liquid stitches, kind of?
Sort of. You just hold it closed long enough for healing to start,
Yeah.
and it wears off. A real MacGyver trick for the coop. That's amazing.
When the shelves go empty, when prices rise beyond reach, what will you do? In 1918, Uncle Sam said, "Keep hens and raise chickens." Today, it's not just a choice, it's a necessity. Take back control. Break free from the system. At Valley Hatchery, we deliver everything you need to start your journey to independence. Fresh eggs, self-reliance, freedom, delivered right to your door. Take control. Raise your own food, secure your future. Valley Hatchery, because the future belongs to the self-reliant.
Okay, coop's equipped. Let's talk phase 3. The shield. Keeping them healthy, starting with food, because they'll eat anything but shouldn't.
Oh yeah, they're curious omnivores. But some common human foods are seriously toxic for them. This list is crucial.
Lay it on us.
Okay, number 1, avocado. Skin, pit, even the flesh contains persin. Really bad for their breathing.
No guacamole scraps then. Got it.
Definitely not. Second, chocolate contains theobromine, caffeine. Chickens are super sensitive, very dangerous.
Okay, no leftover brownies.
Done. Third, onions. Raw, cooked, doesn't matter. They have thiosulfate, which damages red blood cells, can cause anemia, jaundice.
Wow, onions too.
Okay.
What else?
Raw or dried beans, kidney beans, lima beans, whatever. They contain a toxin, phytohemagglutinin. You have to cook beans thoroughly to destroy that toxin before even thinking about giving them any.
Cooked beans only, if at all. Okay.
Right. Also, green potatoes or green tomatoes. Anything green from the nightshade family has solanine.
Poisonous.
So potato peels only if they're not green. Ripe red tomatoes are okay. Ripe red tomatoes, in moderation, generally fine. But avoid the green parts, the leaves, the stems, and definitely no green potatoes.
Gotcha. Any other subtle ones?
Yeah, moldy or rotten food in general can have mycotoxins, bad news. And citrus fruits, lemons, oranges, too much can mess with their calcium absorption.
Affecting eggshells?
Exactly. Thin shells, weird shapes. And one more, easy to forget, apple seeds and the pits of fruits like peaches or cherries, they contain amygdalin.
Which releases cyanide. Yikes.
Yep. So always core apples, remove pits before sharing any fruit treats.
Okay, that's a scary list, but good to know. Beyond food, what about preventing diseases from spreading between birds?
Biosecurity. 2 main things here. First, absolutely vital. Quarantine any new birds you get.
We mentioned isolation earlier. This is the planned version.
Right. 2 to 4 weeks minimum. Keeps them totally separate. Separate food, water, everything. Watch them closely for any signs of illness or parasites before letting them join your main flock.
Don't skip the quarantine.
Okay.
What's the second thing?
Ventilation in the main coop. And this is tricky. You want good air exchange, but not drafts down where the birds roost.
So vents up high.
Exactly. High vents let the moist air and, crucially, the ammonia fumes from their droppings escape. Ammonia buildup is terrible for their respiratory health. You need airflow without chilling them.
Makes sense. Draft-free ventilation. No, the big scary one. Avian influenza. HPAI.
Yeah, highly pathogenic avian influenza. It's a serious threat, especially for backyard flocks. The main carriers are wild waterfowl, ducks, geese.
And they don't always look sick.
Often they don't show any signs, but they shed the virus in their droppings and secretions. That's how it spreads.
So if wild birds are the source, how do you shield your flock?
You have to prevent contact. It sounds simple, but it means diligence. Cover your chicken run with netting, especially if you're near ponds or lakes. Fence off any access they might have to creeks or water sources where wild birds gather.
Okay, physical barriers. What else?
Secure your feed. Spilled chicken feed is like a dinner invitation to wild birds. Keep it contained. Clean up spills immediately. And don't forget about yourself.
Us. How are we spreading it?
People can track the virus in on their shoes or clothes, so have dedicated coop boots that you only wear in the chicken area, or use disinfectant foot baths before you go in. Simple steps, big protection.
Dedicated boots. Good habit. Okay, that covers prevention. Let's talk troubleshooting. Phase 4, probably the #1 question people have. Why did my hens stop laying eggs?
Yeah, that's a classic. The sources point to 4 main culprits usually. First off, just age or molting.
Molting, when they lose feathers.
Right. Egg production naturally slows down as hens get older, and molting takes a ton of energy and protein. They usually stop laying during that time. So got to be patient, maybe offer some extra protein treats.
Okay, age and molting. What's next?
Stress, big one. Any change in their routine, loud noises, a predator scare, even introducing new birds that can shut down egg laying like flipping a switch. Keep things calm and consistent.
Calm and consistent. Got it. Reason 3.
Simple health or nutrition issues. Are they getting enough calcium for shells? Is their feed balanced? Are they secretly dealing with parasites? A health check might be needed.
Right. Back to basics. And last one.
Seasonal changes. Shorter daylight hours in fall and winter naturally tell their bodies to slow down, conserve energy. Less light, fewer eggs.
Can you trick them?
You can. Putting a light on a timer in the coop to give them, say, 14 hours of light a day can keep them laying through winter. But the sources do caution it's not exactly natural for their systems to be pushed like that year-round. Something to consider.
Okay, let's talk chick behavior. Sometimes one chick seems way meaner than the others, pecking constantly. Is that just the pecking order forming?
It could be, but before you assume it's just social dynamics, check the environment. Overly aggressive pecking, especially in young chicks, can actually be a sign they're too hot or too crowded.
Stress behavior again.
Exactly. Check your temperature gradient. Make sure there's enough space. And provide multiple feeders and waterers so there's less competition. That can help a lot.
Good tip. Check the environment first. What about a lonely chick? If you lose one, you gotta start with too few, and one is just cheeping constantly.
Oh, that constant distress peep. Since they're so social, a single chick feels incredibly vulnerable. If you absolutely can't get another chick right away, a temporary fix is a small mirror in the brooder.
A mirror.
Yeah, or even a small chick-sized stuffed animal. It gives them a sense of companionship, reduces some of that acute anxiety until you can get them a real buddy.
Huh. Mirror trick. Okay, and one last quirky behavior. Chickens eating weird stuff, like bugs or worse.
Huh. Yeah, don't be shocked. They are true omnivores. Insects, worms, caterpillars, absolutely normal. Healthy snacks for them. They'll even go after small snakes, frogs, maybe even mice if they catch one.
Seriously, mice.
Seriously.
They're little dinosaurs, basically. A caterpillar isn't weird, it's lunch. Good to know. Okay, let's try and wrap this up. Key takeaways. Temperature control for chicks. That 95-degree starting point, watching them, that feels huge.
Absolutely critical.
And quarantine. That 2 to 4 week rule for any new birds seems non-negotiable for flock health.
Cannot emphasize that enough. It prevents so many potential disasters.
And that scary list of toxic foods, avocado, raw beans, onions, chocolate, green potatoes. Got to be careful with treats.
Very careful. Stick to approved treats or just their regular feed to be safe.
So looking at the bigger picture, the sources really stressed the long-term commitment, didn't they? It's not just about the first year or two of eggs.
Exactly. Chickens can live quite a while, 7, 8, maybe 10 years. But their peak egg-laying years are usually just the first 2, 3, maybe 4 years. Production really drops off after that.
Which leads to that final kind of provocative question the sources raised. Something you really need to think about before you even order chicks.
Right. What's your plan for your hens when they stop laying consistently? Are they going to become pets for the rest of their natural lives? Do you have an ethical plan for managing an older, non-laying flock?
It's a real commitment beyond just the eggs. It requires thinking ahead, maybe further ahead than people initially realize.
Definitely a necessary and thoughtful consideration to make right at the start.
Well, we hope this deep dive gives you a solid foundation and helps you start your own cluck-filled journey on the right foot.